Hello, hello and welcome. It's Tina here. You're with Waffle-Free Storytelling. I'm so glad you could make it. Now, as always, every ounce of waffle is at the end, so we're jumping right into today's story, which is a tiny espresso-sized story compared to any other cup of coffee you might enjoy. It's an origin story, the story of the first horse. Now, just imagine a long, long time ago, before anyone can possibly remember, there was a time when all the animals in the world were still working out how they wanted to be and where they wanted to live. During that time, the great eagle and the mighty stag fought for dominion over the sky and the plains, each wanting to own the other. The battle between these two great creatures lasted from sunrise to sunset and was so loud and ferocious that all the other animals in the world grew concerned. To decide what to do, the animals got together one night while the eagle and the stag slept, recovering from their day. Every animal had their own idea about how to make peace between the eagle and the stag. The snake said that the stag should just sneak into the eagle's nest and kick it off the mountain. Oh, the owl said, no, they should sit by the lake and talk things through. The elephant wasn't interested. He just trumpeted and stamped his feet and said they should all grow up and get on with it. As you can imagine, none of these ideas were any good. It was only until a young starling spoke up that the animals stopped and listened. The starling said that she and her huge family flew the skies in great swoops and swirls. If they did that every time the eagle and the stag were about to argue, the starling's display would distract them, and they would soon forget to fight. All the animals agreed it was certainly worth a try. So the next morning, as the eagle swooped down from the mountain and the stag billowed out across the plain, both ready to fight, the starlings flew and glided, swooped and danced, and oh my goodness, their grace and beauty were hypnotic. So much so that the eagle stopped where he was. The stag stood transfixed, and the starling wove patterns in the sky that even made the wind pause. The starling's dance told the story of the world. How all the creatures shared the plains, how all the animals lived under one sky, how the sun and the moon shone on everyone in equal measure, how the air breathed in by one was the air breathed out by another. The story touched the heart of the stag and the eagle so deeply that as they watched, they both shed tears of joy and love and understanding and forgiveness. And as those tears fell, the starlings caught them up and bounced them from one to the other. They danced with such delight that the tears themselves joined in. And when the starlings were done, there in the sky, hovering just above the earth, with the mane long and strong like an eagle's wings and a heart beating wild like a stag, stood the first horse. All the animals stared in wonder at this new creature who ran like the eagle flew, shaped the earth like the stag, and danced like the starlings. Seeing what stood before them, the eagle and the stag at once put aside their differences, agreed that the eagle should take the sky and the stag should take the plains, and a friendship was forged on that day that would last forever. And every heart was touched, and there was a smile on every face. And to this day, the horse still carries the power of the eagle, the might of the stag, and the grace of the starling in such perfect balance that it's impossible to see a horse and not stop and smile and feel a warm glow of love and friendship in your heart. Oh, there you go. There you go. That's just a little tale to tide you over until your next tea break. So look after yourself. I know things are still so incredibly random and weird and odd and inexplicable, but are we going to get through it? Because that's what we do. We're always on the right curve, going in the right direction one way or another. So hug the people you love. That is the most important thing. And get in touch with someone you haven't spoken to for a while. You know, just pick up the phone and say hi. All right. And in the meantime, go around to www.tinakonstant.com. There's all sorts of things happening there. The YouTube channel is beginning to really rock and roll. You'll find a link to that from the website. Waffle-Free for Kids is also beginning to get traction, and we're moving ahead with that. New stories out every Saturday, and your kids can get involved. Yeah! All right, have a beautiful day. Have a splendid day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye now. Biscuits later, Jack.